Cornucopias is a cutting-edge open-world MMO set in a world where humanity has ascended from the Earth's surface and created a breathtaking new world in the sky. This fantastical realm is a system of floating islands carved from the land we once called home, now encased in radically advanced dome-shaped structures suspended high above the clouds. Each one is a futuristic marvel with its own unique environment, identity, and thriving communities. It is within these domes the epic journey begins. Here, players take control of their own personal avatar, which gives them the freedom to choose their destiny. Be immersed in vast landscapes, explore vibrant settlements, and engage in a myriad of activities such as crafting, commerce, combat, racing, and more. Welcome to a world where the sky is no longer the limit.
Hey everybody, welcome yet again. This is Copi Cafe episode 86. You've got Rob Gregg here and Josh Jones, and we're excited to share with you what we're up to this week and what's been going on, and a lot of exciting stuff. We've got a special guest coming on today as well. You might have met him before, but a little bit on what we're talking about today. We're going to go over new hires, some of the new team members, update on the Tokenomics Paper game economics deal that we're doing. We're going to talk about our last 90-day sprint and how that went. And then, we've got some fun leaks with David and with our special guests. So before we get too far along,
and our special guest.
Oh, crap. I guess I just leaked our special guest. Before I get too far along, what are you drinking, Rob?
Well, I've got a pretty bad cold at the moment. But I am having a Tropicana, smooth orange juice.
Yeah,
and actually, good. Here's an early leak. Some disappointing news for everyone. I'm going on holiday next week, so there's a very good chance that we probably won't have a Copi Cafe. And if we do, it won't be with me.
Yes.
But during that week, I'll just get better.
I'm actually very happy about that, to be honest. You need a holiday, and it's good for people to take creative breaks, get time with the family, and rest the mind a little bit, come back rejuvenated and ready to go strong. So I think that's good. I'm
going to spend a week in a theme park, so I'm going to come back with tons of ideas.
Stay off the dangerous rides.
I only aim for danger.
That's
no
your middle
risk,
name?
No reward.
Danger is my middle name.
Danger. What are you drinking, Josh? Looks like mud.
Oh, that's a great question. Just the usual. Getting all jacked up on some cold brew coffee with a little bit of creamer and some water to dilute. Nice. Yeah. Tasty stuff. I'm also a little under the weather as well. I don't know what it was, but yesterday, super exhausted. And today had a little bit of congestion and a cough, but not too shabby. I'll make it through. I had some extra vitamin C as well. Nice. We'll get there. So, why don't we get right into it? We've got, the employee scenario. We are now up to over 50, or is it right at 50?
We're right at 50. We're right at 50. We've now, because I think what we'd been doing is we'd not been including some of the moderators as well.
Yeah.
But moderators are
so not technically employees. This is employees or contractors. Yeah. Right.
So we are now at 50 employees over the last
50 team members.
50 team members and other members. So there's now over 70 people that are working on the project, and we've grown by 11 new hires over this last 90 days, which is incredible, but controlled.
Yeah, agreed. And the 11 new hires, that's several junior environment artists. That's a programmer on the Unreal Engine side, a programmer on the blockchain and back-end infrastructure side, nodes developer. It's quite a bit.
2 Unreal Engine server architecture people.
Yep. So it's positioning us well to achieve our claimed roadmap and what we have on the plate for this year, which is a lot. And I don't know that it fully gets us there, but it's a great step in the right direction. And things are going really well with all of those. That's one thing that I'm very proud of overall is we've hired well. The experience I've had from previous businesses and you've had as well, and choosing and who we choose to be a part of what we're doing, that experience is helpful because it's not easy. I remember being an early stage entrepreneur, and it was almost like I would sell myself on why I should bring this person on because I wanted to solve that problem immediately. Instead of looking for red flags and looking for what potential issues but I learned a lot of lessons the hard way. Like you bring somebody on, it's the wrong guy, wrong girl, whatever it may be. And then, you spend a lot of time training cost, recruiting, onboarding, all of those things. And then you try to make it work. You try corrective measures to make things work out, and then they don't. And now extra time is dragged on. And it's just, you learn things the hard way in business. We've done a good job. I'm proud of our team. And so that's a good announcement there for sure.
It does get a lot harder because the more people you get on, you get kind of more separated from them. So that, makes it more important that the middle managers and the senior guys, that they're a good fit to not only do their own job.
Needs to be significant trust. Yeah, agreed. Okay. So next up is the Tokenomics paper in the game economics. I mean, we might be publishing that by the time of the release of this episode. I'm not sure just yet, but we are definitely in those very final stages. And there's some great stuff in there that we want to make sure you guys are aware of. So feeling good about it. Hopefully it's released by the time of this episode. If not, it's going to be very, very soon.
I hope so, yeah. And we're also going to have a follow-up with more of how some of the actual mechanics in game of how that all fits. I don't know when that will be, but that'll be a more detailed one. But yeah, this is detailed within itself, but yeah, it's not the last you're going to hear about.
It's detailed at a higher level, which will explain some of the, sales of in-game assets and macro level, and how we're utilizing the Copi token. You'll get a better understanding of the utility of Copi, but it's not going to deep dive into the game economics or progression and things of that nature. That's coming soon as well. So that we don't know when on that one, but this is a good start to get you well acquainted with where we're headed, and then we'll move that further along.
We've had some really good people that have, especially helped us with that in the last month or so.
Thank goodness.
People that have worked on Web 2 games, some big, really well-known games that if we said, you will probably, some people will have them at home on their Xbox now, or on PC. So that's how big that our game economic consultant is. He's worked on some massive games.
And he's high quality. I'm very impressed with what he's bringing to the table, and it is very needed. So, you need an expert in economics that has Web 2 background in gaming and Web 3 background in gaming, ideally. And the amount of people in the world that have those three is very, very small. Yeah.
So we've obviously had our guy that's been with us for the last 2 years that helped us develop our paper. That has evolved slightly as we now know the power of what we can do in game. And we've got this chap here now has got the Web 2 element as well. So those are both blended together. But we've also got another expert who's helped to turn that into our wiki paper. So that's explainable.
To communicate it. Yeah.
Yeah, very well. Yeah, which is what I'm struggling to do.
Yeah. No, you were doing fine. He's helping to communicate it. And then furthermore, when we get to a more micro level, we'll start to really utilize machinations,
yes,
in the Monte Carlo simulations and things of that nature. But
yeah, they've worked with them before, so
I'm feeling very good about this.
So it's a great blend.
It is. Okay, moving on. The last 90 days. So we're breaking up a lot of our planning around 90 days, and then we have Zach break that into all the departments and everything we're going to execute on in each department. For example, there's goals in finance. We made a shift to the multi-sig provider that we're using now. That's a lot more efficient and to secure everything and manage our treasury well and manage paying people and moving funds around. All of these things, we did things of that nature. But we break in this 90-day plan. We break it into all the departments. There's marketing. There's the game. There's the back end and the tech and all of that good stuff. There's HR.
Well, we had a secure multi-sig solution before, but this one's just a bit more flexible.
We always have. Yeah, this is a bit more robust.
Instead of us having to go and I won't explain the details, but it's a lot.
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's removed so much friction. Well worth it. The next thing that I would say about the last 90 days is we're just going to talk about the game side, I believe, or game and server. I think game and server side we'll go through, right?
Well, we can talk about some of the bullet points, that we've achieved.
Okay, and then finally after that, we'll go into a little bit about the nodes. All right, sure. Let's go. Let's talk about the last 90 days. Feeling pretty good.
Yeah, so obviously the team the team is massive. There's so many different areas, even before we talk about the game and the art, our HR department, they've been working on internal stuff and documents and obviously busy paying people and all the contract stuff. We've had the finance as well, paying people, the legal and all that. But then when we come to the bit that, people want to hear about the game and stuff, we've been working heavily on the character creator, which we'll hear about very soon. A leak of a leak. Then we've been working obviously on all the Solaces, Solace 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
Made some amazing progress on that. We've been working hard on the strategy and the
Gantt chart.
The Gantt chart, yes. How things build together. We've been working on the project planning. We've been working on the exchanges, gathering influencers, and marketing strategy, and bit details. We've also been working with Jeff on the scaling solution of the servers. That's coming along really well. And now that we've hooked up the database, we're actually starting to save stuff real time, and that will come to fruition very, very quickly over the next month or so, when we'll be able to maybe get some early leaderboards out, in which case we can then start running some public competitions, and that'll be great. That might be for NFTs, that might be for Copi. And that also helps to push from a marketing point of view. We've obviously been taking on people. Taking on people is not just, right, we need another 10 more people. That's interviewing them, making sure they're going to be a cultural fit, and
prepping
then
documents,
onboarding them. That's
prepping
a huge
docs.
part.
That's the HR process.
Yeah.
Getting figured out how we're going to pay them, depending upon where they are in the world and what their payment agreement is. There's a lot that goes into it. Thankfully, we've got a good HR team. We're getting those processes refined as well. But yeah, we just wanted to go into a few of the things more on the game server side and the game side regarding the last 90. I
think the final thing that we've been doing is we've actually spent quite a lot more time. Well, some of the team working on the world and the story lore. We had that pretty much nailed down before, but now we've definitely put a few more detail into that, should I say?
No, and we have some exciting leaks coming around how that might be released soon. But I'm not gonna leak that just yet because I think we're in final stages of determining, getting everybody agreed on that. Okay, yes, this is the plan. We're good. We're all good with it. Let's go. But there's some good stuff coming around the lore and how we release that pretty soon. So.
And we have a new social media manager.
That's right. We do. And they will be on the next Copi Cafe episode to talk a little further.
There's a leak.
Yeah. So, okay. Did you cover everything you wanted to cover from the last 90?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, great. So I felt it was very effective. In fact, everything Rob mentioned, really, that was a kind of a macro level of the last 90. Yeah. So much has been done. It's continually amazed by the amount of productivity and what we're accomplishing. And we're pushing some things back. So, there's challenges that we encounter all the time, but we have accomplished a ton, and I cannot wait to get the avatar creator in everyone's hands. All right, next up is the nodes. What did you want to tell us about with the nodes?
So the nodes, as you know, obviously we've been working on the nodes as well, and the nodes are currently available on Cardano and on Base, the Base chain. So both of those
node licenses are available on both of those on the website right now.
Yeah, definitely. So like what I thought I would do is just because we had an update today is kind of talk about the progress of the nodes and how it's slightly changed from the original prototype, because you always create a prototype to see that it's feasible, and then you obviously hire the best people to deliver that and then iterate on that. So Greg's come in, he's had a look at what we've got, and he's slightly changed some of the architecture and come up with a structure that not only improves on the original design, but also now gives us lots of options for the future. And he's an absolute stickler for doing audit trails with documentation, and it's been an absolute pleasure to see the way he's laying out his work. And as an announcement, but it won't affect anybody apart from the team, we think we're going to have the first end-to-end working version of that node, which will be the final node that we release by the end of this week. So, no longer is it a prototype, it's almost a working product, which is absolutely great. There's still tons to do. What we're doing is Greg's now talking to some of the back-end web team as well. And he's created an admin interface or an admin API, and that will orchestrate all the nodes and the clients. So we'll be able to upload new game releases. We'll be able to enable, disable them, deploy them. We'll be able to split the different files into different chunks. We'll actually be signing those signatures as well. So we'll have a private key and a public key so that everything is secure when it's transmitted to the different nodes, to definitely make sure there's no tampering. We will have a node operator interface that you guys will see that are node operators, and you'll be able, we have this concept now of where you'll be able to delegate your node to what we're calling a pool server. So we've talked about VPSs in the past. What you'll be able to do is you don't have to host the node yourself. You can delegate it to another host, and we'll explain how that will work. Well, basically, you will have an interface, and you'll have a list of pool nodes, pool servers, and you will just choose the one. And we'll have more information in the future of how you become a server, a pool server. We'll also have a public interface, so you'll be able to see how many nodes are running, how many files they've delivered, how many the performance of those, because you will probably want to choose maybe a different pool service. So everything will be public. We will have a pool, the actual pool itself, like say this node pool server, which will be on Linux and Mac. That will be responsible for, at the top level, we have the centralized game release that will be downloaded to the different pool servers, the different binaries that will serve them to the clients, and the clients is the desktop launcher, and that will have integrated metrics in that, so it'll record the number of requests, failures, successes, number of bytes. It will submit metrics to a time series database, which is just temporary, and then we'll build all this into the launcher. So the launcher will download this manifest of all the latest files. It'll download the binaries. It'll check all the check all the security sides of it, and they're using the public key and making sure that nothing's been tampered with. And yeah, I think that's a pretty good update on where Nodes is going. And the end of this week, we'll have that full going from centralized down to a pull server, down to the launcher, a client at the moment. So the client's not the final client, but it will act as that just while we're testing, and then that will be built into the launcher. So, it's pretty impressive architecture, and we had a little bit of a demo the other week, and by the end of this week, and definitely when I come back off holiday, I will actually.
He said by the end of this week and maybe next week. Early next week.
Yeah, we'll get our hands on it, so we'll be able to test that ourselves.
But then so that sounds like, then you should be ready to launch pretty early.
Yeah.
Rob is talking about just the operations of the nodes. There's still the payment system that will have to be developed, which could either be a smart contract or utilizing different services for paying all the nodes holders out their tokens, because that needs to be put together. There's quite a bit more. There's the there's a significant amount more, and then further, Greg was talking about the integration to several other key areas for these APIs to make sure it works well within our system.
Yeah, there's lots to do. Getting end to end is the first step. Yeah. That's kind of like skeleton. Mm-hmm. And now we need to put all the meat and the muscles, and then finally the front end. We'll call it a skin. We'll use the same metaphor. And
the moral of the story, the essence of everything you've just said, is that it's moving along incredibly well. We're feeling very positive about this, and there's a lot more that we want to tell you.
I think it'll be groundbreaking.
Some of that.
It's definitely a first for Web3. What we're doing.
Yeah, this is huge. Okay. Well, very good. I guess now we should just go ahead and bring up our special guest that I accidentally did end up leaking, but let's get him up here. Hey, there he is.
It's me again.
Yet again, David is back.
You've dragged me here.
Welcome to Copi Cafe, sir. We're just going to pull you away for a short second, okay? And then we'll let you get back to the thousands of new sliders you're adding into the avatar creator last second.
Very, very excited for the avatar creators. So, and that's basically why I'm here. You might want to know what I'm drinking, though.
I definitely do. Thank you for prompting that question.
Always.
No, it's triple X, just like before. So
triple X.
The triple X. The stuff.
Good.
The weirdest
stuff.
drink name ever. So. Should we get into it? I mean, I guess I'm going to preface this by saying some people are probably wondering at this point, well, when's the new build going to be? So the next build is going to have the new avatar creator. It's super, super exciting. I think people are going to have a ton of fun with this, but because there's a lot of things that have to change, we have to redo some things about the character system. We're basically getting rid of the old, bringing in the new. We're also doing some database stuff right now in the background, so we need a little bit more time in this release. So instead of it releasing around April 5th, which is the original date, we're looking at more April 12th for that release. But trust me, it's going to be worth it. So
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be well worth it, knowing what I've seen of the leak image that's coming up here pretty soon. But
You have a leak of the leak.
Oh, sorry, did I say it? Okay,
Yeah, I have some leaks, of
Okay,
course, but I think we're gonna have even more, perhaps, on the next Copi Cafe. So this is just a little bit of a smidgen, and we're gonna talk about kind of where the avatar system is now and what it's becoming, and maybe where we're not going with the avatar system. So let me go and share my screen.
We getting leaky already. I like it.
Yeah, we're just getting right into it. So you see 3 faces on your screen here. On the left is the current avatar system, and that's probably closer than you were ever intended to see it. But I'm just showing it up close to show the differences here. On the very far right-hand side is a realistic person. This is where we're not going, and in the middle is the new avatar system. And you may wonder, well, why wouldn't we go all the way to complete realistic like you see on the right? Because the game isn't totally realistic. There's a little bit of stylization. We also don't want the extra cost of having to, production-wise, of going as far as what's on the right. But I just want you guys to look at it and see what you think overall. Look how far we've come. Any thoughts?
I mean, it's amazing. It looks really good.
Yeah, I would say there's once you see the new avatars compared to the old, you don't want to look at the old ones anymore. So they serve their purpose for the time while we've been working on these systems, and they fit for them. But now we're getting in the real stuff where you can create your avatar. And
this level of quality on that center image there will carry into that's a part of the new avatar creator that's coming out. So they'll create their avatar and add complexion like freckles or makeup or whatever. They'll add certain features. Is that correct?
So you're gonna have about 64 different controls on the body itself. You can make yourself look like you're jacked. You've been lifting weights. You can make yourself look like you've spent way too much time eating at Burger Barn, and everything in between. There's individual controls for different parts of the body. The face is going to have about 128 controls that are there. Then you have all the material controls. Makeup is separated into eye makeup. You've got your blush. You've got your lipstick area. You've got blemishes on the skin like freckles. You can swap out your eyebrows, eyelashes, and it's just, I can already tell you it's a ton of fun. There's been so many giggles and laughs from the team of just messing with it in its current state where not everything is clamped down right now. But I mean, this is going to be a lot of fun.
And then how do you do the hair as well? Because having detailed hair like that, is that a nanite hair? Is it a UE5 or
So in the technology of hair, due to what we need to hit performance wise, our hair is sort of a mixture of technologies sometimes. So if it's a guy's hair, it's actually using nanite for hair, believe it or not. If it's more feminine hair and it's got a ponytail, part of the hair will be nanite, but the rest will be a skeletal mesh that will have some animation to shake around. So hair has been updated too. I don't really have a solid picture of that right now, but you'll see a lot of new hairs. You're also still going to have presets and things too, but man, I almost feel like I need to come on next week.
Like if they've got a ponytail, where you see that kind of blowing in the wind kind of thing when you're running.
You do need to come on next week, and you're invited.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot more to show off for things. So let me go forward and we'll talk a little bit about there's even like body art, and from a lore perspective, we kind of look at it as like quantum pigment manipulators or something like this. So this means that not only
QPM.
There we go. So it's not the sexiest name right now. Maybe we'll come up with something else. But
quantum pigment manipulators.
Yeah, it's a long one. But this means that you could put different body art in different places, and whether you really consider that a tattoo or a sticker or some cutesy face paint or something like that, it's really whatever you make of it, but it's like a pigment manipulator. Does this mean that we can do full body pigments and stuff too? Probably, but we're going to wait till we get a little further along with customization before you turn yourself into a blue person with fish scales. So
you knew what I was going to say. Yeah, I want a yellow face.
I know I thought you always wanted a blue person.
Blue and yellow or green. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe red Darth Maul. I want to create Darth Maul.
Well, it's very possible as long as Disney doesn't find out. So let's move on to the next one. So a little bit showing you off a little bit of body art.
Whoa, okay.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means. What are those letters?
Nice.
I love it. Kopi whale. This is great. Wow, that's just, in this at this angle as well, it shows the quality of that's pretty insane.
It's a little bit
very
bright
well done
where this person is, but yeah, that's a sneak peek there of that avatar system. So it's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited for this. Probably one of the things I've been most excited about in the project so far, and I think people are going to probably spend hours there creating their characters, trying to create celebrities. I do want to do a little bit of a disclaimer, though. There will be things that probably go wrong. There could be something that goes wrong with materials, textures. Something could look weird. Maybe your nose could be pushed down into your mouth. If you see something weird like that, maybe try not to share that everywhere on social media. Well, just report that to us.
I think it's pretty. If it's not pretty obvious, you have how many variables do you think we'll be launching with?
Well, it's probably around 200, 256, something like that.
Variables with
sliders
with variability. So that's a variable of the nose, for example, that can change in size from a degree of 1 to 10 or whatever, and then you multiply each of those individual variables out with their factors of weight, and it's quite obvious that there are millions and millions and millions of possibilities that we can't just possibly test. And so it's a matter of testing over time and figuring out where are a majority of the problems coming, and we approve that. Is that fairly accurate?
Yeah, that's absolutely accurate. It's going to go through a little bit more iteration, but we're kind of at the final point. What you're really going to see for every release from now on is more and more content added to that avatar creator, more complexion maps, more different types of makeup, more eyelashes, eyebrows. We'll make tweaks to the body morphs themselves if we're having some issues. So lots of content.
And there must be more to it than just the body. What about the outfits that players are wearing? How
you're going to have outfits
have to adjust as well?
Yeah, so you're going to have outfits, and those will have some updates as well to come up to the quality of the avatar. So you're not going to have as many choices as we currently did with the old avatar system, which I think there's like 20-something presets. 29 presets. So we're going to start with a smaller amount that you'll have and a smaller amount of clothes, keep things under control, and then we'll start adding
the breaker outfit.
Yeah.
The breaker suit that you come over on the World Breaker with.
Yeah. And then what is so you've played with a lot of different character avatar creators on different Web 2 mainstream games. What's your take on how we will compare feature-wise? And
well, I'll tell you, other people, even from marketing, have gotten sneak peeks into what's being worked on there, and they were pretty surprised.
I haven't seen anything.
Pretty sure. Sorry there, Rob. But it comes up when, we're
I know who did that. I can guess that it was Matt trying to get his way into a sneak peek.
Yeah.
That's valid. He's allowed
I'd never
to.
tell
Okay,
anybody.
ahead, David.
Yeah. So they were pretty shocked. So what I think, after, let's say, a few months of bug fixing and a little bit of iteration there, I think we're absolutely going to slay Web3 when it comes to avatar creation, and we'll probably do that right out of the gate, and we'll probably slay most of Web2. when it comes to that. So there's definitely some standouts in the Web 2 space. I did enjoy Starfield's character creator. That was quite in depth. You saw the celebrities, people were making. Cyberpunk is really a really good one too. And there's quite a few. What is that other one? I forgot what it was. Came out recently. You guys would probably know. You can put it down there in the comments.
Animal Crossing.
We could have crypto celebrity lookalike contests. We could do contests. We could have a lot of fun with this. Use our avatar creator to create Hoskinson. Best looking Hoskinson or most accurate looking Hoskinson wins. Or, Rob.
You probably won't have beards on the first iteration. You probably won't have beards on the first iteration. So Husky might be a little hard. So
we have horns. So
I'm out of the question too. Go ahead, Rob.
You've got a question.
Oh, who? You? I thought you had a question.
No? What?
No.
Nope.
Okay. It's like the Three Stooges over here.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm very excited about this. It sounds like you're pretty proud of where we've come with it. So that's awesome.
Everyone that's worked on it, amazing job.
I do have a question because I don't think we're going to have community questions this week, but I know a question that has been asked in the past is about the character itself. Will they be able to have multiple characters?
No. So I'll just talk about a little bit of lore right now. Is you're being brought in from, which is where we live in this multiverse right now too. It's not much, but you're being brought in. You in Cornucopias, instead of role playing as a character, you are your character in Cornucopias. You are your avatar. So it's approached quite a bit differently, but we'll see if we can have like some presets or something different. I am really wanting to keep avatar creation very, very open. A lot of games might allow you to do that in the beginning and they kind of lock you to that. I want people to always have a way to come back in and, hey, I've been hating my chin for weeks now. I never should have designed it that way. Go fix your chin. So I want people to have that freedom.
Nice.
I want beards.
There will be beards and they will be marvelous. So
okay. What kind of beard oil is that you're using, David?
Gotta have that in the inventory system. Pick up your beard oil company.
And you've also been busy building the testing toolkit. So I know this is internal.
Yeah.
But what advantages does that give to our testing team, which has now grown to 6?
Rob is just pulling the leaks out of you.
Yeah, we're not going to have any content for months.
HQC. All right, what do you got?
Yeah, so we took a little bit of time to produce a QA toolkit. So everybody's heard about how, specifically one of the big things when it comes to producing very large worlds like Solus, Esperanza, and so forth is it's just a large amount of space to quality check. So we've gotten them some tools that allows them to teleport around, put in certain coordinates, things that helps with bug reporting. We got them a whole server as well, so they can all go in there and use this system to QA these areas to make sure that when we do have that land rush that's coming up, that things look as nice as possible. There might always be the floating tree that all games seem to have that's just out there, but we want to make sure there isn't a floating tree if we can help it. So
I'm sure testers will be very happy, and I know you've now delivered Solace 2 for them to go and run around. They've been testing Solace 1 now. From today, they've got Solace 2, so that is a big milestone.
They're going to like it, but they're going to not like something about it, and it's because we're in between the avatar systems right now. When they're moving around, you don't have a running animation. So you're just kind of stiffly moving around across the landscape. So that's, yeah. So they're going to love that. So
nobody will ever see that, only internally.
Correct. What else? Is that it? Can I go back to work now?
Yeah, you can. We'll let you go. Thank you very much. I think I cannot wait to play with this avatar creator.
It's going to be great. Super great.
I'm going to have a lot of fun.
Thanks very much.
I think
we'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you later.
Okay. That's it for today's Copi Cafe episode 86. Thank you all for listening. We always appreciate that you're here and participating with us in everything that we're doing that is Cornucopias. And we'll see you next week or the week after.
Don't care what you say. I don't care what you say.